What's going on, everybody? Well, I get asked a lot of times, especially the past few weeks on these videos that I do, the picks against the spread that I do. What's up, Maserati? I'm asked for some locks of the week. People ask me, what's your locks of the week? Well, I'm going to tell you. A lot of these games, I don't bet these things seriously like some people do. If I did, I probably wouldn't give them away to you. But, you know, just for the sake of having fun, let's just go on ahead and do that. I might start doing this every week, give y'all 5 locks of the week. Is anybody watching right now the Georgia Tech-Louisville game like I am? It's 38-17 Georgia Tech right now. It's early in the third quarter, and they're about to score again and go up 45-17. Can y'all believe Louisville's run defense is an absolute sieve? They are terrible. I thought Georgia Tech would win this game and cover. Well, it was actually like 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. I forgot how fast their games go. But Louisville, I mean, have you seen a team go from here to here that fast? I haven't. I can't recall one. And people say, well, Florida State. Well, no, not Florida State was kind of more gradual. Remember 2 years ago, exactly 2 years, Clemson is going to play Louisville in, I think, 3 weeks in Death Valley. If you will remember, exactly 2 years ago, those two squared off in Death Valley in, like, I think week 5 or something. And it was like a top 5 showdown. You remember that? And Clemson won 42-36, and they pushed the Louisville receiver out of bounds with like 0.1 of a second left to play. I mean, that was a good game. That was a good team with Lamar Jackson, and won the Heisman Trophy. And people can say, whoa, Lamar Jackson's not there anymore. What, you know, there's a lot of things. Yeah, there are a lot of things that that you're not doing right if you get that bad that quickly. So, and I'm telling you what, they got a lot of work to do. 45-17, they're losing to Georgia Tech at home. And you can say, well, we've never played them before. Well, I think about Texas. I think Texas will give, and Oklahoma is going to be a good game, but I do think Oklahoma is going to ultimately cover in that game. I just do. But Texas has gotten a lot better, though. Tom Herman's starting to finally prove some worth there. But Louisville, man, just whew, I can't believe this. This is insane. At any rate, getting back to the task at hand here, they want my locks of the week. Tell me what you think the locks of the week are. I don't know. Come here. All right, so first off, you got LSU tomorrow on the road in Gainesville. They're laying 2 right now as far as the line goes in the Swamp. I think Florida is really overvalued. They're ranking right now at number 22. I can't figure out why they're even ranked. Their most impressive win, I guess, against Mississippi State. Not a very good team. Mississippi State has really fallen off the mark this year. That first year coach, Joe Moorhead, Nick Fitzgerald, just not looking the same in his system. So I think Mississippi State, not a good team right now. They may end up finishing near the bottom of the SEC West. So that win for Florida, which is their best win all year, not great. The Tennessee win, yeah, they won it by like, what was it, 47-21. They benefited from a lot of turnovers by Tennessee. Played really, really bad in that game. I think you saw Tennessee really improve and step their game up last week against Georgia. Yeah, they lost by 26, but that was a lot closer and a lot more competitive game than a lot of people thought that one would be. So what's up, NC Gambler? I'm not that impressed with Florida. Yeah, the game, well, it's in the Swamp. So, it doesn't matter. That doesn't hold the same kind of mystique that it used to at one point in time. At quarterback for LSU, Joe Burrow, he's been decent. He's been serviceable. Is he a superstar in the making? No, he's not. No LSU quarterback ever is, but yeah, he's doing what they brought him there to do, and he's winning ball games, and he's a game manager. And it looks like Nick Brosette is going to be another running back in the long line of LSU running backs who put up some nice numbers. One thing I forgot to mention, I bet Uncle Lou is really not liking. Is Alabama taking it all? Yeah, it looks that way. Looks that way. Uncle Lou, I'm sure, not very happy with this Georgia Tech score right now. You know, Uncle Lou often makes reference to he needs Paul Johnson to no, excuse me. I'm wrong. I'm wrong here. Uncle Lou is happy with this. Uncle Lou would be happy with this because this is ensuring Paul Johnson's future in Atlanta for a little bit longer. So we got that. So LSU, first lock of the week. Take them against Florida to cover that spread, right? Right. Florida. Crap on a stick. Another one. Clemson, Wake Forest. Clemson is a 20-point favorite against Wake Forest in Winston-Salem. Now, what kind of effects are we going to have from last week's game? Yep, exactly my thought, SEC dog. Exactly my thoughts, exactly. Wake Forest, 20-point underdogs to Clemson at home. You know, Clemson, they haven't covered the spread one game this year. Have not impressed me all that much. Last week, they almost lost to the Fruit. And not taking anything away from the Fruit, the Syracuse is a good team. Syracuse is probably one of the five, South Carolina plays Missouri, is probably one of the 5-6 best teams in the ACC right now. But, you know, Clemson shouldn't be playing competitive games with them. Yeah, I know they played a third stringer for most of the game. However, ECU, I didn't see that. ECU paid State $30,000 to play them. UGA versus Vandy. You know, I think Clemson may have a little bit of a lingering hangover from that game. You know, it took everything they had and then some to be able to survive the Fruit. You know, Trevor Lawrence got banged up. I mean, how's he going to be? Is he going to be a little bit with a little? Is he going to be playing with a little bit of trepidation tomorrow? You got to kind of think he is. I mean, yeah, it was just a neck strain the other day. A lot of people thought he actually got his bell rung, but he didn't. Do I have a team that I naturally hate? Yes, Clemson. 110%. 366 days a year. I can't stand them. I think Clemson's probably going to take Wake a little bit lightly. Wake Forest defense, terrible. Terrible. One of the worst defenses in Power 5. If you look at their numbers, they're ranked under number 100. I should say that in run defense, pass defense, and overall. However, that offense, not looking too bad. Not looking too bad. In fact, they're comparable with Clemson. Their running attack actually. Yeah, I watch a little bit of baseball. Now, I watch basketball when it's in season. I follow all the South Carolina Gamecock sports, football, basketball, baseball. I watch them all. You know, women's basketball, people say, you watch women's basketball? Yeah, I do, because they're good at it. So I watch it. You know, I feel like if you are a fan of a college team, then I mean you need to pull for them in all sports. If they got a freaking darts team, you need to pull for the freaking darts team. Yeah, if they got a badminton team, yeah, you need to pull for the badminton team. Bowling team, same thing. It is what it is. You know, you don't just say, well, I pull for South Carolina in football, but I pull for Duke in basketball, and I don't care about college football. Georgia's the best state in the United States. Dogs, bro. Well, I can't stand the Falcons right now anyway. You know, well, the funny thing about that is Falcons used to be my favorite team. They really did. The Falcons were my team as far as NFL goes. I still got old dirty Falcons jacket somewhere I had when I was in like the 5th grade, put up somewhere. But I don't like them anymore because that's the Carolina Panthers' natural rival. You know, I adopted the Panthers when they came here, despite the fact that they played at Clemson their first year. Because, I mean, they had to get their fan base from somewhere. You know, had to get their fan base from somewhere. Cowboys fan, no. All right, let's get back to what we were talking about earlier. I think that, 20 points is an awful lot for Clemson to try to cover here, coming off that close win against the Fruit. I don't know. I think they may be out to try to prove something. I think Wake Forest also may be out to try to salvage their season a little bit also. Now, they didn't play very well against Notre Dame, but they came back last week, and they had a really impressive victory against Rice. Yeah, I know it's Rice, but you got to get the momentum going somewhere. It's a road game for Clemson, which will be a de facto home game. I mean, the little stadium up there in Winston-Salem, I've been up there before. It's a nice little place. Holds about 30,000 fans. You know, there'll be 20,000, 20,000 Clemson fans there easily. The place will be all orange. Clemson's not a top 4 team in your opinion. The Braves. The Braves are my favorite Major League Baseball team, but I'm not, I'm not one of these sunshine-pumping Braves fans that thinks we're going to make the World Series this year. They still got a lot of work to do. They didn't look great down the stretch. Didn't look great down the stretch to me. I don't see anybody. Boston's probably winning this thing this year. So that's just the way that is. But look at there. You're sleeping. Oh, whoa, on the Gamecocks thing. Yeah, the Braves don't. Yeah, Fultonevich is the closest thing, I think. He just got shelled last night. Well, it was only here for two innings. I didn't get to watch it. I was watching football. I was watching Houston and Tulsa last night. It's college football. See, that's the thing about it. I'm a huge Braves fan. I like Braves. I always try to go to a couple games a year, but when it's college football season, even though the Braves are in the playoffs, I'm sitting here watching Houston and Tulsa, 2 teams that I could really give 2 hoots or a country holler about. It's just kind of crazy. But I don't think Clemson's going to cover the spread here. They hadn't covered the spread except 1 game this year. Wake Forest, bad on defense. Do I watch UFC? No. Bad on defense, but pretty good on offense. I think they'll score with Clemson. Clemson's given some points up this year. They gave some points up to the Fruit. They gave points up to Texas A&M. I think they'll give up some to Wake Forest tomorrow. Ultimately, I think they win this game by 14 to 17 points. But I think it might be a little bit closer, too close for comfort for them for a little while. What you think about it, doggy? I think that's a good bet there. Take Wake Forest. Syracuse, laying 3.5 at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh hasn't been a very good team this year. That quarterback of theirs, escapes my name. His last name's Pinckney, I believe. He ain't played very well. I think 5 TDs and 4 interceptions. What kind of ratio is that? They lost to if Georgia had their schedule, they would go undefeated. ECU will beat NC State. I mean, they don't play this year, do they? Are they going to play this year? Is that going to be a makeup game for that? Is that going to be a makeup game for where NC State got rained out against West Virginia? Oh, really? When is it going to play? When do they play? At the end of the year? NC State could be in the ACC championship game. There's nothing to say they wouldn't be. I didn't know. Well, whenever it is, NC State's going to throttle them. I'm sorry. They just are. That quarterback's too good. I didn't think they were going to be good this year, and they haven't been that great defensively. No. Yeah. East Carolina whipped North Carolina. North Carolina had a bunch of players suspended. East Carolina's getting better. I picked them to cover the spread against South Florida the other week, and they did. They're getting better. They're not there yet. Let's get back onto these now. Syracuse, they're 3.5-point favorites at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh just got boat raced against UCF. You could make the argument that they're going to come back and try to make some kind of statement at home. They can't really make a statement here. The Fruit, not a bad team. The Fruit did lose to Clemson. People were saying, well, they might have some lingering effects from that letdown. But I don't think the Fruit kind of took that as a moral victory. I think that they realized they lost the game. They had it in the palm of their hands. They let it slip away. And I think they're disappointed about that, and they're out to prove that they are a legitimate team and a force in the Atlantic Coast Conference. So I think that's a little bit overrated, the letdown factor. So give me Syracuse in that game all day long. I think they win that by a couple of touchdowns. Pittsburgh is just that bad. Okay, well, Bentley's not going to be playing tomorrow. He's not starting tomorrow. We know that, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. West Virginia is laying 27.5 points at home against Kansas. I don't think this is enough. Kansas has lost their 2 Big 12 games, one on the road, one at home by 20 points apiece, to Baylor and Oklahoma State, 2 of the not-so-great teams in the Big 12. West Virginia last week, only it concerns me about them, they had a big lead last week and allowed Texas A&M, or Texas Tech. I'm sorry, I get so many Texas teams, I confuse Texas Tech, the Red Raiders, and Cliff Kingsbury's team, to climb back into that game. It was 42-34 was the final score there, as they barely covered the spread in that one. I'm looking for the West Virginia Mountaineers to come out and make a real statement in Morgantown tomorrow afternoon, and Kansas is unfortunately going to be the one standing in the way. I look for a big-time victory by the Jayhawks in this one, or the Jayhawks, excuse me, Mountaineers in this one. Who will be in the SEC championship game? Georgia and Alabama. So take West Virginia there and the points. They're going to be all over Kansas. Last one. NC State, -6 at home against Boston College. Boston College has not looked that good to me this year. They kind of struggled against Wake Forest to put them away. Had a lot of errors, this and that. Then they lost on the road to Purdue. That was a head-scratching loss. Last week, couldn't cover the spread against Temple at home. Not as impressive as what I thought they were. So I am going to take NC State there. NC State had a pretty big win last week against Virginia, covering the spread there and taking them out by 14 points. I think they continue to do more of the same this weekend at home against Boston College. Give me the Wolfpack and 6 points there. I will take them in that game. And I'm sorry, NC Gambler, you don't like them, but I'm going to take them in that game. Hey, yo, baby. Hey. I didn't like them last year because we played them. We opened up with them, and everybody said, hey, y'all going to get boat raced by NC State, going to beat y'all by 50 points. They got this NFL defensive line. They were terrible. Look, here comes another touchdown by Georgia Tech. Oh, nope, he fell down to 19. It's fixing to be 52-17. Louisville, you just need to quit. What's up, the flood of the century? Now, that being said, we're going to take LSU, Wake Forest, Syracuse, West Virginia, NC State. If you put those on a parlay card, I feel like you would win some money. Games to stay away from, the South Carolina-Missouri game. That's a 1-point spread right now. It's went from Carolina favored by 2 to Carolina favored by 1.5. Missouri favored by 2, Missouri favored by 1.5. Now Missouri, I think, is a 1-point favorite. And that may have risen a couple of points because they announced that Michael Scarnecchia is going to be starting tomorrow at quarterback for South Carolina. I don't know. No chance USC Junior wins, and I'm not buying that. Missouri is not very good defensively. South Carolina matches up a lot better against Missouri than they do against Kentucky. So I'd just stop with that noise if I were you. South Carolina, they still got plenty left to prove here. This season is far from over. It's far from over. We're 2-2 right now. Nothing to say. We couldn't run the table. We run the table, end up 9-2. We knock off Clemson. We're in a New Year's Day bowl. It's not over. It's not over. Missouri is playing South Carolina. It is in Columbia tomorrow. I see the Gamecocks winning this game, a touchdown or so. I would stay away from this game. I wouldn't bet it. I mean, it's just it's not like there have been crazy things that have happened in this series, but, you know, Drew Lock, you're not beating Clem Dumb. Okay, well, I doubt that anybody gave Texas A&M a chance either, but they were one busted play away from doing exactly just that. So I'd put us on the level with Texas A&M. Let's see. What else? What else? Ole Miss and Florida and Tennessee. Dude, you're trolling. Get out of here. I mean, you're just retarded. Tennessee, you got to be kidding me. That you are. They did, and Ole Miss has regressed. They're terrible. Clemson barely beat Fruit. But then, you know, that happened last year. They lost to the Fruit, and then they came out and just throttled us. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing that gets me about Clemson. They barely beat Syracuse, you know, but all you hear is they might put up 50 on us. We put 65 on them. Because their defense is another sieve. All you've heard all week around here from these Tater fans is in Dabo and him and his bullshit and his do-wop feel-good crap that's just totally just ridiculous. It's such a good win for the family. We came together and we just made it happen and blah. Man, everybody gets so sick of hearing that garbage. You almost lost to the Fruit. Let's just put in perspective. That's what happened. It wasn't a great win for the family. It wasn't a do-wop feel-good moment. I would be very concerned. USC Junior's back to being 3-9. Well, we can't be 3-9 this year, so there's that. We got comedians around here. So those are the guys we're going to take. Also, another one that I would not, another one that I would not touch. Okay, Scratch King. They're not physical up front on the Lions. They look good against Vanderbilt, but, yeah, Vanderbilt's not physical up front either. So that is a problem. Another one I would stay away from, Notre Dame and Virginia Tech. I thought this would be an easy cover for Notre Dame, but the more and more I look at it, Syracuse would not destroy us. We would beat Syracuse on a neutral field, on their field, or on our field. Syracuse is crap. That's why everybody's making fun of Clemson for having a close game with them, you idiots. They beat UConn. They beat Western Michigan. They beat a terrible Florida State team, and they beat something called freaking Wagner. Whoop-a-doo! Who cares? They're not beating us. Freaking idiot. Oh, dang, this guy's about to make me mad. All right, so I would stay away from Notre Dame and Virginia Tech. You know, going back and looking at what Notre Dame's done the past few years on the road against some of these ACT teams last year. I think they were undefeated or a one-loss team. They went to Miami. Absolutely, just got destroyed. The year before that, they went on the road. A lot of people don't remember this. Lost to Duke. Year before that, Clemson on the road. So they have a history of losing to these official ACC teams on the road. So there's another road game against Ty Chandler. Who is that? Dude, Benny Snell didn't even run all over us. He didn't even have 100 yards. So what are you talking about? Y'all are just, y'all. It amazes me the level of dumb that you get on some of these YouTube streams. It really does. It really does. All right, well, those are my locks of the week. We will see how I do on that and all the rest of my pick and prediction videos. USC just not bad. I don't know that we ever exactly left it. The mechanic. Dude can't take SC as garbage. Tennessee has more talent in the stands. Oh, my goodness. All right, well, I'm going to get out of here. Spurs up to my toes up. Good luck to your teams tomorrow, unless your team happens to be Clemson, and I hope you lose by 50. Go Gamecocks. Go Coach Boom. Go Michael Scarnecchia. Scarface is in this place. Woo! If USC Junior is the Bills of college football, Tennessee is the Baltimore Orioles of it. Y'all have a good night.